Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about a kit from Warhammer 40k series. And as you can see, it's a part of the commemorative series. It's a Space Marine Sergeant Castus, and you can see him in the assembled and painted view, let's say, or state on the box art. But we are going to take a closer look at what is actually supplied in this tiny box and why this one miniature might be an interesting build in case you are planning to work or wishing to work on the Warhammer series. So first of all, as I said, this box is not that huge, and here you can see comparison with my hand. We have quite, I would say, explanatory box art. It's not a, well, let's say, painting, it's an actual picture of the real figurine. And here we have some safety advices, also some information about manufacturer. On the opposite side we also have again the same picture, and on the rear you'll find pictures or more detailed look of the various features of this kit. And as you can see, the overall molding quality seems to be nice. I mean, the attention to tiny features, just like in the previous releases. You can also see here Citadel Miniatures logo that we have unpainted miniature inside. And of course you can use the paints from this brand with this kit, but obviously you're not limited to it. And of course we have whole kit or whole set shrink wrapped, so in case you would like to let's say open it, you have to tear it down. That's exactly what I'm doing at the moment, so just give me a second. But in the meantime, I have to say that price for this set is quite reasonable. The only thing is that you can get it only if you order the kits or the sets from the official Games Workshop website. So it's something I would say more rare and less available on the market. You cannot get it in common games or shop from your city, let's say. So that's something to consider, and maybe it will make it even more interesting in the future. So maybe it's also a good investment. So I've removed the shrink wrap. As usual, we have here the cardboard flap, which actually protects everything inside from falling out, obviously. And now I'm just trying to open it, because usually these Warhammer boxes are a bit tricky to open without tearing them apart. So we do not have a plastic tray inside. Frankly speaking, I'm not sure why these commemorative series kits come without it. You heard also the stand falling out, so we have also assembly manual, and that's pretty much all. So okay, stand was the first, so I will show it the first. Here you can see that it's a typical Warhammer stand, and in my opinion it's a nice bonus because it will be handy for displaying purposes, maybe even for painting purposes, because I know some modders who just assemble the figure first, obviously, glue it on the stand and then use the stand to manipulate with the figure, but it's up to you how you would use your own, let's say, figure stand. Next we continue with the decals sheet, and that's something unusual to me because, as you remember, in previous releases we did not have any decals. Here we have them in a, I would say, quite good printing quality, so it's just a matter of careful application. And of course some of these symbols can be even copied with a thin brush, but it's up to you whether you would like to do so, because decals are also the way, and they will look more or less natural as long as you follow the right procedure. Next we continue with the plastic sprue. So I can see that year of the release is 2020, and here you can see all the plastic parts. Let's zoom out a bit, maybe open the lenses a bit more. Yeah, so here we have I would say a typical plastic sprue. I would say it's even maybe a bit less typical, because as you can see it's more or less strict division on the sections, on the cells. And I can see that we also have the separate add-ons for the stand. As you remember, they were on the picture, so here they are. So they will have to be glued on the figure stand, and that's a nice touch because it won't be just a plain stand. You at least get something. And now we can, let's say, bring it closer so that you can see all this stuff in a bit zoomed in view. So this large part, it is actually something also to be installed on the stand. So be sure to have the right paints for this thing, because it will depend on the painting quality, in my opinion, and that's something where you can play with whether you can maybe also add a bit more, maybe with some metal wires, maybe with something else. It's up to you. Next we continue with this corner. Camera will focus. So here we have shoulder armor. We also have several parts for the figures, for these figures. So their heads are molded separately, and that's quite funny because basically they're treated as a, let's say, proper figures, not as something what will be just an add-on for the Space Marine. And next we continue with the armor. So here you can see one of the legs, and of course kit is pre-shaped, so you won't be able to change the position much, but overall molded features quality looks really convincing, in my opinion, especially considering the size of this set. And there are a lot of things to play with. I mean, you can bring them out with various painting techniques, or you can just leave them as they are. It will be up to you. And just to remind you about the size, here you can see comparison with my fingertip. So this is a still, I would say, typical Warhammer scale figure, but it's quite packed with various features. And something what I would like to confirm, because I can see on the box art that we have a helmet and we also have a head for this Space Marine. So just give me a second. I will try to understand what is actually supplied here. So yeah, these two parts which we saw in the beginning, if we flip over the sprue, they are actually giving you the possibility to choose between the helmet version and also the bare head version. So it's up to you which one you choose. And that's something what I noticed here on the picture, because as you can see here he has the, let's say, bare head, and here he is in the helmet. So it's something to pay attention to, but that's also a nice touch because it will give you some variety. Next we continue with Armament, which is also nicely detailed, and I think attachment points will be also easy to separate, so it's not a huge issue. Of course there are no guiding elements whatsoever, so if you would like to get a proper fitment, pay attention and also do some dry fitment so that you properly connect the elements together. And now I would like to show you one more thing. So as you remember, we have assembly manual, of course. It is printed in color. It comes in form of this small brochure, and we have some safety devices here. We also have two assembly options depicted on the picture so that you know what you have to do. Next we start assembly obviously with the figure stand. So as I said, you have to combine all these parts together and then place on the black stand. And next, well, assembly continues actually here. That's quite funny that almost 4 pages are dedicated just to the figure stand, and then finally we start working on the Space Marine. So here you can see we have various choices for the guns and also for the head, as you remember. So here, yeah, here it is shown that you can choose between head options, and then the Marine is placed on the stand. So there are special recessed slots where you have to place him, and that will help you with the proper aligning this figure so that he looks just like on the box art. And on the last page, as usual, we have stats and types of the armament which can be employed by this Marine. So this set should be already available. You can get it in any good model shop, as I said before. Well, actually you don't, because as I said in the beginning, you can get it only on the official Games Workshop website, and it's better to hurry because as far as I remember it's kinda limited release. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion about such thing. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.